All right, today we're going to be mixing a beat with stock plugins only. Let's get into it. All right, so I'm going to let you hear the beat first. This is exactly how it is after I finished making the beat. So we're going to need to do some gain staging and whatnot, obviously, but here's the beat with no effects on it. So real smooth beat. You see, the first thing we need to do, obviously, though, is gain stage. I have a couple things panned right here, so let me take those off. So everything's reset now. Cool. But since everything's routed in here, the first thing I'm gonna do, this is just for the video, is throw a soft clipper on it. So just in case anything goes over, it doesn't clip in the video and sound really bad. All right, so I'm gonna bring up the mixer. I'm gonna bring up the channel rack. And obviously you can see there was a little bit of adjustments made when I was making the beat. That 808's really loud, so let's go ahead and bring that down right off the bat. Around there is cool, just give myself some headroom, make sure everything else is pretty good. I have about 6 dB of headroom to work with everything, so we're done with the channel rack for now. And now what we're gonna do is start to level this out and then EQ and stuff like that, compress as we need to. But the first thing we need to get down is the leveling and the panning. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw the 808 in mono, even though it probably is in mono, it's just habit. And for me, I'm gonna throw the whole mix in mono and I'm gonna level like this. It's what I'm used to doing. It's how I trained my ears when I first started. So I'm gonna get a nice level like this. Flute's a little loud. See, we have a Rhodes here. Guitar is like the main part. So you can hear all the instruments we have. We have another, and then we have the flute here. 808, right, rim. So cool. Now you know what everything sounds like. I'm gonna give myself some more gain with that open hi-hat. Bring the flute over to the left. Actually, let's go to the right with the flute. Cool, rim sounding good. Open hi-hat a little bit over here. Let me see where that vocal was at. Okay, it's this one. I'm gonna bring it a little bit over to the left. Just a tiny bit. I kind of want it still straight up the middle. And I forgot when I made the beat if I made the guitar the main part. I think in the keys were like a backing. So let's bring it down a little bit. You can see it's already sounding good and we haven't even put anything on yet. But the first thing I want to do is actually come over to the keys section, which is the Rhodes, I believe. And I want to take out a little bit of the lows and low mids. Because like I said, it's there to just kind of benefit the guitar. So let's do a low cut. I'm going to do a gentle cut and I'm going to start to bring it over till it sounds good. And I'll solo this so you can hear how they sound, but you want to do this with everything in the mix. Make sure they play better together. Let's do it in mono so we can hear it. I might come over to the guitar. Take out a little bit of this range that's kind of clashing with the Rhodes. And over time, you'll just kind of start to hear these things that are clashing. And remember, we're in mono, so if we flip back, they're working nice together. So let's keep going. I like the 808. I want it a little bit more aggressive. Since we're using stock plugins, I have the option of Fruity Fast or a Fruity Blood Overdrive. Let's do Fruity Blood Overdrive. And I'm gonna bring up the preamp. Let me solo this so you can hear what it's doing. I like the color knob. And then what I'm gonna do is actually come over here and bring this in with the mix knob. I'm pretty sure we're getting a lot more gain. Let's see where we're at without it. So about like -10, -11. So this is obviously adding a lot. Let's back this off a little bit, and then let's go to post gain. Get it back to around that -10, 11 level. That's close enough, but now hear the difference. Right? Way more aggressive, especially in the mix. Check this out. Here's before. After. Let's do the whole mix. Before. Let me mute that vocal real quick. It's really loud. And then again by itself, you can hear. Way punchier, way louder, way more in your face, and we're around the same dB. So that's good. So let's get to this vocal. This needs to come down. And the vocal needs a bit of EQ as well. I'm gonna do, let's do a low shelf. I don't want too much low end in this vocal. And then I'm gonna cut out a little bit of top end, just a tiny bit. I want to also throw a reverb on it or a delay. Let's go with the delay. So let's do a Fruity Delay 3. For the time, let's go with 4th. Make it ping pong. Cut off here. Should be good. We'll modulate it a little bit. Let me see what this sounds like. Yeah, let's get a little bit of modulation. That sounds good. I'm going to bring back the level of the feedback. Cool, that's sounding nice. Then I'm going to go ahead and let you hear these by themselves. I think the guitar sounds good. So I'm gonna put some reverb on the keys. The guitar has a nice room to it, so let's go ahead and put some reverb on the keys. Cut out some lows, stereo separate it. And I'm gonna widen this out. There's also a plugin you can use. Let's see. I believe it's called Separator. Stereo enhancer is what it's called. And then you could come over here and separate it. So this would be mono. And then separation. So 2 ways of doing it. We'll separate the guitar as well. Check in mono, make sure it sounds good. You want to be careful when you're doing any stereo imaging plugins. Make sure to check in mono, or you could check with a plugin for phase issues. But most of the time when you flip to mono, you'll be able to hear if you're having any phase issues, because something is either going to lose low end or it's going to get very quiet. All right, this open hat, I want to throw some distortion on it, right? I want to get a little bit of like grit out of it. So let me show you what that's going to sound like. Nice, just aggressive, crazy aggressive. Let's throw a chorus on it too, maybe. This one kind of widened it out. I don't know if I like that preset though. Sounds good. Reverb, a little bit of reverb on it. Cut the top. sounds good. The hi-hat sounds fine. I'm gonna leave the hi-hat. Cool, so let's bring everything back in. Then the next thing I wanna do is add some beef to the rim. And for that, I might run a parallel compression on it or just distort it too. I mean, there's so many ways we can get this rim to have like a thicker tone. So the first thing we could do, honestly, is run blood overdrive, and we can just use it and blend it in. Or we can use a clipper, right? And then we'll come in here and blend this in. I'm really just going to utilize this blood overdrive and an EQ to really get this how I want it to sound. So let's go ahead and play it with the mix. Sounding good. Let's bring this 808 up a little bit more. Yeah, the flute's sounding good. I like how the flute sounds. It's kind of tucked. Let me see if I want to make it brighter. I kind of like how it's dark. Bring out a little bit, and then this vocal needs to come down. Let me see where this one comes in, right over here. Let's pan this over to the right. And on this vocal, we have an EQ. It's similar, so I'm just gonna copy it over like that. And it has a nice little ring to it. I actually wanna bring up some top end in this one. Okay, cool. Now let's listen to these drums, see how they're sounding. Get a little bit more overdrive. Cut out a little bit of low end from the guitar. See, and we start off with good sounds, so honestly, it wasn't too much to mix. We really just cleaned up a couple parts, added some processing to kind of widen things out. But other than that, really just good leveling, some EQ moves, and honestly, some good sound selection can get you really far. And then for overall loudness, if we want to bring that up on the master track, let's see what we're peaking at. We have a couple options. We can use the soft clipper, or we can use a fruity limiter. So we can come over here to a limiter, turn saturation on a tiny bit, come over to the ceiling and bring it down to like negative 0.3, 0.4. And start to push in our gain till it sounds good. And then we can come over here with a metering plugin. This actually isn't part of FL, but just to show you how this would look. Right, and then we can push it up a little bit more depending on how we want it to sound. We could bring in a little bit more saturation. Obviously way too much. And then obviously, depending on where you're going to be uploading this, you would adjust the LUFS to that. I didn't really pay attention to how hard we were pushing this or how much gain reduction we are doing. I was just showing you, how you can get it louder. But I have a bunch of tutorials on that. For this one, this video is really just about mixing. So if you want to get loud masters, I have a lot of videos on that. But again, this one's just how to mix with some stock plugins. So let's go ahead and listen to what this sounds like from the beginning. And I actually want to add like a chorus to this vocal here. I think it's this one. Yeah, let's add in. Oh, where's it at? Chorus. Kind of want to give it like a weird tone. Let's find a preset. Makes it a little bit more wider. I'll probably throw that on the other one as well. Oh. That 808 is crazy. Alright, so if you guys did like this video, leave a thumbs up. You guys can follow me on all social medias at Lifestyle Did It. Make sure to hit my site, lifestyledidit.com, for everything else. Other than that, subscribe to your boy, push notifications. Thanks.